Yo, what up guys, it's Gentleman back again, and today we're going to react to Vinicius Jr. The rise and fall and rise again of Vinicius Jr. Now, I remember when Vinicius was first spoke about, he was supposed to be this epic up-and-coming super winger like, I don't know, Mohamed Salah or something like that. Maybe even Cristiano Ronaldo. And then he fell off like a massive amount. But now he's back, killing it in the Champions League, scoring the goal against Manchester City recently, and absolutely flying in La Liga. Well, we're going to see what his journey was like and hopefully some really cool compilations. Let's get into the video.
Vinicius Jr. is definitely the best winger in the world right now. His journey to this point has been inspiring too, with him coming from humble beginnings in Brazil to then him signing for the biggest club in the world, Real Madrid. However,
isn't it crazy how so many people from Brazil... I've visited Brazil recently and it's absolutely insane. One of the most beautiful countries in the world, but full of these favelas where like the poorer people live, and they either choose crime or football. That seems to be the thing. And so many people come from these favelas to become superstars. It's absolutely amazing the journey they take. Sorry. Anyway.
even though Vinicius is killing it right now, his time at Real Madrid hasn't been so smooth. In his earlier years, he missed a ton of easy chances and also had the legendary Karim Benzema telling his teammates to not pass the ball to Vinicius due to him playing against us during a game. So, how did Vinicius Jr. go from being an exciting Brazilian prospect to a player his Real Madrid teammates didn't want to play with, to then becoming the best winger in the world right now? Well,
would you say he's the best winger in the world right now? I'm really curious. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. But one thing I will say, if your teammates are saying don't pass the ball to him, then you're in a really bad place. I mean, I'm a Manchester United supporter, and I believe that a lot of the Manchester United players must be saying don't pass to Harry Maguire. Don't pass to Harry Maguire. Because we all know what happens when we do.
Let's take a look at the rise, fall, and rise again of Vinicius Jr.'s career. Vinicius was born and raised in the poorer section of São Gonçalo, an area in Rio de Janeiro. He and his family basically had nothing, with his father and grandfather not even having a job. However, his family quickly realized that Vinicius had a God-gifted talent in football, and he joined one of the biggest clubs in Brazil, Flamengo, at just 10 years old. Even when he was a kid, he stood out with his joyful playing style. Vinicius Jr.'s talent then helped him ascend quickly through the youth ranks in the Flamengo Academy, and then in 2017, during the prestigious Brazilian youth tournament called Copa Sao Paulo, everything changed. The Copa Sao Paulo tournament is usually for players that are 19 years old, and a lot of top Brazilian talent played in this competition before, like Casemiro, Lucas Moura, Gabriel Jesus, and of course Neymar Jr. Here's the thing though, Vinicius played at this tournament at just 16 years old, meaning he was
just 16 years old. He was supposed to be like the next, I don't know, Ronaldo or something. He really has had an up and down career. So many people are like, he's dead, he's not going to make it, he's flourished too early. This is all I know from a Manchester United fan's perspective and a Premier League. I watch the Premier League all the time. I don't watch La Liga so much. All I knew is he fell off the map. He fell off the cliff so hard that it's only recently people are starting to talk about him again. Maybe that's not so much from the La Liga and Spanish fans, but that's the kind of vibe that I was getting. So it's really interesting to see that everyone's talking about him being the best winger in the world right now. Anyway, sorry.
Playing against players that were 3 years older than him. However, Vinicius still stole the show and lit up the tournament, scoring great goals and displaying his extraordinary skills. These performances from Vinicius then led him to be called up to the Brazilian national team for the South American Under-17 Football Championship. And Vinicius continued to dominate his opponents, with him being the tournament's top goal scorer and also was named the best player in the competition. Vinicius was making a huge name for himself in the football scene in Brazil, and European teams started to take notice. Vinicius was then left with the choice between the two biggest clubs in the world, Real Madrid and FC Barcelona. However, it didn't take long for Real.
Are they the two biggest clubs in the world? Let us know in the comments below. What about Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal? Premier League clubs do not get spoken about enough, I think. And as a biased Manchester United fan, I think that we should be smack bang in the middle of Real Madrid and Barcelona. But that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments below.
Madrid to convince Vinicius to join them instead, and that's when Real Madrid agreed a €45 million deal with Flamengo before Vinicius even made his professional senior debut for the Brazilian club. However, due to the fact that Vinicius was younger than 18 and had no way of getting a European passport, he had to stay with Flamengo until he was old enough in July 2018. Until then, he played for the Flamengo senior team and continued to show why Real Madrid splashed the cash on a young Brazilian star like him. In his first senior season with Flamengo, he only managed to get 4 goals and 1 assist in 32 games. Remember, Vinicius is still very young and arguably arguably playing for the best club in Brazil, so he isn't going to kill it right away. In the following 17-18 season for Vinicius, his stats improved with him getting 6 goals and 3 assists in 17 games. He also scored a couple of goals in Copa Libertadores.
One of the last times I'm going to pause it. Big shout out to the guy that made this video. Great commentator, really clear voice, really easy to understand and full of information. So thank you so much. Sorry, I'm piggybacking off your video, but my community would love to know as well more about the rise and fall and rise again of Vinicius Jr. Good video, by the way.
Which is basically the Champions League in South America. So it's a super prestigious and historic tournament. Then July 2018 came and Vinicius completed the move to Real Madrid at the young age of 18 years old. He was supposed to be integrated into the Real Madrid squad pretty slowly, considering he was so young and raw. However, with Cristiano Ronaldo leaving for Juventus, Real Madrid were deprived of a left winger. Hence why Vinicius Jr. was then thrown into main team action and played a lot more than initially expected. And for his first season playing in a European league, he did pretty well. During this terrible season for Real Madrid, Vinicius was often seen as the bright spark of the team, and this was due to his amazing trickery and his insane dribbling skills. Even when Real Madrid were losing games, Vinicius was always seen as a player that could bring something to life during the match. He was so threatening down that left-hand side that a lot of coaches had to adjust their tactics just to find a way to contain Vinicius. He kind of had that Neymar aura about him when Ney was still at Barcelona. Now, although Vinicius was showcasing his amazing dribbling ability, his greatest flaw was revealed too, and that was the fact that Vinicius couldn't score goals if his life depended on it. His composure in front of goal was terrible, and he often missed chances that he could have buried. And although he had 7 goals and 13 assists in 36 games in total, he only had 1 singular goal in La Liga. And before he got the chance to score more, his season was finished due to injury. It was clear to football fans that Vinicius Jr. had Neymar-like talent, but if he never improved on his finishing, he was never going to be a top player for the club. Now, for the next couple of seasons with Zinedine Zidane as manager, he never really improved on that finishing. Yes, his stats improved slightly in the 1920 season, with him getting 5 goals and 4 assists in 38 games, but his finishing didn't improve that much.
For an attacking team like Real Madrid, who utilize the wings so much, Gareth Bale, Cristiano Ronaldo, and so on, that's not a lot of goals, is it? 5 goals throughout the whole season of La Liga. Yeah, I wonder how many he's got this season. I really don't know. I need to look it up. Let me know in the comments.
I mean, when he scored his first goal of the season against Osasuna, he broke down in tears, showing how much that goal meant to him and how it was an emotional moment. But, and this might be a little cruel, but an elite winger who scores goals on the regular wouldn't tear up about scoring his first goal of the season. Scoring goals should just be a pretty regular occurrence for elite wingers, which for Vinicius, it wasn't. Then in the following 2021 season, in Zidane's last season as coach, Vinicius still failed to be a consistent starter and only managed to get 6 goals and 7 assists in 49 games. And then the lowest and probably the most embarrassing point of Vinicius' career happened in the Champions League clash against Borussia Mönchengladbach, when Madrid were down 2-0. After coming out from the locker room at halftime, Karim Benzema was spotted speaking to teammate Ferland Mendy, saying, "Don't pass the ball to Vinicius. On my mother's life, he's playing against us."
Wow. Could you imagine your most prolific striker in Karim Benzema, who's absolutely out of this world talent, saying to your teammates, that would kill my career. That would be it. If someone said stop streaming, I wouldn't listen. But if like Castro said stop streaming, I'd be like, okay, fair enough. I'll do something else.
Despite this being embarrassing for Vinicius, the fans didn't really back him up. In fact, they agreed with Benzema, since it was extremely evident that Vinicius had almost zero end product and composure, and Real Madrid fans were clearly getting frustrated with that. Fans around the world always compared Vinicius to Neymar due to both having extreme talent in dribbling and having flair. However, one thing that everyone agreed with at the time was Vinicius could never be on Neymar's level, because unlike him, Vinny couldn't score goals. And although Vinicius still had iconic moments in the 2021 season, like scoring 2 goals against my beloved Liverpool to knock them out in the quarterfinals,
love
overall,
that.
Vinicius still had a pretty stinky season. However, in the 21-22 campaign, everything changed for Vinicius Jr. and in a positive way. But real quick, before we talk about that, please remember to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it, and it means
do it, guys. Do it. Show the love. He done all the hard work. He done all the leg room. He done all the research. Make sure you hit him with that sub.
a lot, so thank you. Anyways, back to topic. Zinedine Zidane was no longer going to be the coach of Real Madrid, and instead it was Carlo Ancelotti, who was an ex-Real Madrid coach who had already won it all with the club. In the first game of the season against Alaves for the 21-22 season, Ancelotti decided to start his more experienced players and players he already knew, like Modric, Casemiro, Gareth Bale, Eden Hazard, etc.
Casemiro!
The bench. However, when he came into the game, he scored a calm and composed finish against the Alaves side to comfortably beat them 4-1. A few eyebrows were raised from Real Madrid fans because Vinicius never never had this composure in his locker before. However, maybe this was a once in a blue moon thing for Vinicius. He couldn't repeat this, right? Wrong. Because in the very next game against Levante, Vinicius came off the bench and scored a brace with some incredible finishes for the goal, and this helped secure a 3-3 draw. More importantly, this convinced Ancelotti to start Vinicius instead of Hazard, and Vinny has not looked back since. It was clear that Vinicius was putting in the work during preseason and summer break to improve his finishing, and now Vinny is reaping the benefits of his hard work. Vinicius also had iconic moments in this season as well. He scored his first hat-trick for Real Madrid in a 6-0 win over Levante towards the end of the season. He also obviously played an integral part in helping Real Madrid win La Liga. He outperformed his expected goals that season by 3.9 goals, with him getting 17 instead of the 13.1 that was expected of him. And overall in that season, Vinicius Jr. ended up getting 22 goals and 20 assists in 52 games, an amazing improvement.
That's well, he's about to say it, but that is a massive change. What happened in that summer? What happened in the resting period between seasons? Something must have motivated him. I like that. I love these comeback stories, man. I love it when someone's down on their luck and not doing very well, and they just find a way to succeed.
Improvement from his previous seasons. In fact, Vinny got more goals in the 21-22 season than the rest of his seasons at Real Madrid combined. More importantly though, Vinicius Jr. got one of the most important goals in Real Madrid history, with the Spanish club defeating my beloved Liverpool again in the Champions League final 1-0, with Vinicius scoring the ultimate goal. This helped Real Madrid win their 14th Champions League title and also helped edge Vinicius into Real Madrid history forever. Vinicius performed so well that Karim Benzema retracted his statement from the previous season, saying that what he said gave Vinicius motivation to improve his game, and now he's not the same player as he once was before. Vinicius took what Benzema said about him and used it as motivation instead of being butthurt about it. You gotta
respect that, I'm pretty sure he's going to say. But do you think that was the pinnacle moment? That was the pivotal moment even? That was the moment he decided, nah, I don't care. I'm going to prove you guys wrong. Some people would fold, some people would give up, but he was like, no, I'm going to show you what I'm really made of. Do you think that was the time? That was the moment right there? He needed that? I don't know. Let me know.
Respect that. It also doesn't seem like the 21-22 season was a purple patch for Vinicius Jr. because he's having a similar output this season as well. At the time of me recording this, he already has 21 goals and 17 assists in 46 games, putting up similar numbers just like I said. He's helping
decent for a winger.
Try and go back-to-back in the Champions League, with him getting goals and assists in almost every single Champions League game so far. And he also scored 2 goals against my club Liverpool in the round of 16. Bro, Vinicius, chill out, bro. Leave my club alone. That's not it.
Oh, he's a Liverpool fan.
Assist in the UEFA Super Cup helped Real Madrid beat Frankfurt 2-0. He also played a part in Real Madrid winning the Club World Cup, with Vinicius scoring a brace in a 5-3 win over Al Hilal in the final, which helped them win the tournament's Best Player award. Vinicius has reached a level where instead of people criticizing him for not scoring goals, they're now starting to criticize him for dancing in the celebrations. That's how you know you're becoming a menace on the pitch.
That's true.
Vinny received a ton of racist abuse for his dancing as well, especially from Atletico Madrid fans, but that won't stop him from dancing on. Vinny got that Brazilian swagger in him, bro. Obviously he's gonna keep on dancing, and rightly so. Oh, and speaking about Brazil though, his performances for Real Madrid got him called up in the 26-man roster for the World Cup in Qatar, and he had a pretty impressive tournament despite Brazil disappointing as favorites. He got an assist in a crucial 2-0 win over Serbia in the group stages, and also scored a goal and got an assist against South Korea in the round of 16. Croatia then knocked Brazil out in the quarterfinals, but Vinicius had little to do with that. Overall, it was clear since day one that Vinicius Jr. had all the talent in the world to be one of the world's best. All that was needed was for him to improve his finishing, which he did at his most recent years at Real Madrid. He didn't stop believing in himself and continued to put in those extra hours of work, and through perseverance, he's truly become a superstar. People talk about Kylian Mbappe this, Erling Haaland that, but I believe Vinicius should be in those conversations as well, because in my eyes, he definitely has the talent to win the Ballon d'Or in the future. Anyways,
so there we go. That's pretty much the video. But what I want to say on that last point that this young man said, should he be included in the talk when you're talking about the best players in the world right now? Or is the past season and a half of progress really enough to cement him in the world of greats or the GOATs conversation? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. I don't watch him enough. What I see recently is absolutely amazing. What he's done to Liverpool. The fact that he scored against a fantastic, phenomenal, probably the best in the world right now, Manchester City team in the first leg. I don't know. Who's going through? Who's going through? Is it going to be Manchester City or Real Madrid? Because it looks pretty even right now. But I hope that Real Madrid go through. And I'd love to see this guy carry them through, because Manchester City can still do the treble, which is not good for us Manchester United fans whatsoever. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you want me to react to something else, let me know in the comments below what that might be. Thank you so much. If you can hit the subscribe button, I can barely speak, then do it. But a like will be enough. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you guys soon.